Alright, let's talk about something that's been on my mind lately. Something that has been quietly destroying our peace and poisoning us without us even knowing, and destroying our connections. Main character syndrome. You know it, you've seen it, maybe you've even felt the pull of it. You always feel that pull, that irresistible urge to frame your entire life, every moment, every single interaction, as if you are an epic protagonist in the grand cinematic masterpiece. It's a compelling idea, right? For a long time, it was a way to empower ourselves, to take control of the narrative and stop being an extra in someone else's story. But somewhere along the way, this empowering idea got twisted. This idea went from a tool of self-empowerment to a trap of self-abandonment. And a lot of us have ended up trading our freedom for this never-ending performance. The dark side of main character syndrome is it makes your entire life performative. You stop living for yourself and then you start living for the story that you're trying to tell. You begin to stop asking yourself, does this thing give me peace? Does this thing make me feel right? And you replace those questions with different questions like, will this be good for the plot? And although this is very amusing, and although this is quite entertaining, it cultivates a generation of people so absorbed in their own narrative that they have no space to even connect with others. What I'm saying is, the problem is you are no longer the author of your life. You are a director of a production. And the most dangerous part about this is the performance that you're putting on feels so real. It feels like you really want these things, but you didn't actually choose them. Society did. You've been brainwashed. And the most dangerous part about this performance is that the performance begins to feel more real than your actual wants and desires behind it. The thing about the main character lifestyle is you're always gonna have to be turned on. You're always gonna have to be curating something, doing something, making, going, being, and you're making actions that fit a specific aesthetic. And the constant pursuit of validation becomes your full-time job. And honey, that leaves no room for your authenticity or your real emotional connections. Not every person that you vibe with will fit into your aesthetic, okay? And honey, when you do things for the aesthetic, you have no real room for your authenticity and for real connections. This feeling is the type of thing that'll drive our anxiety, drive our burnout, and give us this constant feeling of being unfulfilled. Yes. I know we all want to be iconic, but trust me, I know the consequences firsthand of too much main character syndrome. For over 11 years, I lived as the ultimate main character. Yeah, I was a main character. I was an opera singer. The ultimate diva was me. I went to Boston Conservatory at Berklee School of Music, the ultimate diva music school. And I was always chasing the spotlight. I was always chasing for that leading role. I was performing every single day of my life, on stage and off stage. And it felt incredible until it didn't. I was truly living my main character dream. But in order to be the main character, you will always be performing on stage and off stage. Your brain is always on. It never gets the break that it needs to rest and recharge because you're always performing. There becomes this heavy pressure on you to always be perfect, to always deliver, to constantly prove to your audience that you're amazing. You don't have to prove to anyone that you're amazing. You know you're amazing, and that's enough. I was always performing on stage and in my real life, and it is just so exhausting. Please take it from me. It is utterly exhausting to perform 24/7 and be a main character. The lines between who I was as a person and the role that I wanted to be portrayed as was completely blurred. And it caused me to experience this emotional turmoil constantly and this burnout that was so severe that even after dedicating my entire life to opera singing, since I was 9 years old, I had quit. I dropped out of college and I was an AP student. Me dropping out of college was the most hurtful thing I could do to myself, and after self-sabotaging who I was by constantly choosing this performative version of myself over who I actually was, it made it so much easier for me to abandon who I was and drop out of college, because I was so used to self-sabotage and abandonment from performing that I could just abandon my smart self, my college self, my singer self, just like that, because I was so overwhelmed and burnt out from the pressure of performance. I haven't performed opera in over 5 years because the main character syndrome left burns in me so deep emotionally that it forced me to let go of the need to perform altogether. I learned the hard way so you don't have to. Life isn't about doing more, doing bigger, doing greater, doing better things constantly and constantly. That path will lead you to a burnout, and it'll throw your mind and your life completely out of balance. Main character syndrome is not a balanced lifestyle. This empowering mindset has a very dark, dangerous side as well, and that's why I am making this video. So how do we break free? It starts with one conscious choice. Stop performing and start living. Next time you're about to do something, ask yourself, am I doing this thing for me, or am I doing this thing because this is what I think that I should do? Am I doing this thing for me, or am I doing this thing because I want to get validation from others about it later? Prioritize yourself and your well-being over any external validation that you may or may not even receive. This can be a hard habit to break, and if you're ready to start this journey, I've actually created a tool to help you with it that I use myself. It's this audio series I created called Life Beyond the Stage. It's a collection of short meditations and reflections to help you release the need for validation, find peace in uncurated moments, and embrace a life of balance. You can find a link to it in the description below. But even without it, here are some small, actionable steps. Next time you're having a beautiful dinner, don't take a picture of it for Instagram. Just be present and enjoy yourself. You deserve the treat. You deserve it. Take a walk without a destination and don't document it. This is about prioritizing your reality over your narrative and finding the courage to be okay with an uncurated life. There's an immense freedom when it comes to stepping off the stage. Imagine the mental space that you will reclaim when you stop performing. Imagine that joy of just living in the moment without needing to document it for an audience. The goal isn't to live a boring life. The goal is to live an authentic one. Imagine a world where your friendships are built on real, authentic connection, instead of someone who's just going to be your co-star in your production or matches your aesthetic. Life is about finding a balance, and in that balance, you're not always going to be the leading role or the main character. In fact, sometimes you'll be a supporting actor or background character, or even an audience member in some situations. And you know what? That's not just okay. That's where you can find your peace. The burden of being a main character is heavy, and when you let go of it, you get to enjoy yourself. You get to fully enjoy the rich, messy, interconnected version of life that is the human experience. And you won't get to experience it as always the star, but you'll get to experience it as a cherished and valued member of the collective. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to click the like button below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss future videos. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Bye bye!